I mean, if we check at the academy at that time, it was very clear or this stage woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on a high blind, but no see one of the stars. Little one or man. These are
They're gonna make it.
yeah, that's your Kamo, Mukojo,
Zongo,
Tado Mukeke, Kemit. When at that time, I mean, you're a good player. Everyone knows you're a good player, but you're not one of those.
Yeah.
Did that affect you?
They were honest with us. Like they said, priority Kibatuba. They told us. Imagine they told you at the age of 15, or like Batuba, they have to make it first.
Yeah. You guys, Danny Welbeck and all these guys at that age.
Yeah.
Fast forward 10 years later, those guys are world class, but Champions League. And our players just never get to that level. Where do you think it goes wrong?
When a player makes it to PSL, plays maybe a season or two, he thinks he knows everything. Those players, in fact, too, that's the difference. They understand the level they want to be at.
Yes. And
Baspana to get there. Ronaldo, that level, the start, that's when we're satisfied.
Yeah. Not finally really so. Because you are someone who went to proper youth structures, and you played as a youngster. Would you recommend or Ntwaneso should rather leave as soon as possible or Ablom in the PSL for a few more years?
I would say he must leave. I would say he must leave as soon as possible. But depending where.
Okay. The perception here, Gavin plays boring football. When I haven't played for him, what's your view on that?
How many league titles have you won?
Speaking about that thing, 200,000 and whatever. So obviously you've moved from Supersport, Uko Pirates, the salary has gone up.
Yeah.
Grand.
You're way above. I was shocked.
Is that where everything starts? Matata Tomada. So would you say what alcohol nearly on a flop? Or do you think the problem was when you started indulging in drugs? Hey, people, what's wrong with
Pause.
Oh, grand. Sharp. No, man, I think let's just start with the current. I see you guys, the busy guy that trap and pass.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you call us? You call us trappers because I watch the show. It's a brilliant show. It's unique. It's fresh. So tell us about that. How for you to start doing that because you were there as a guest at first and then you became one of the hosts.
I was there as a guest. Yeah, you're right. And then I went there, and I think the producers liked the energy, But obviously, it's something that it's the first time doing it.
Yeah.
And it's not the same as when you come as a guest.
Yeah.
When you're a presenter. And what I'm enjoying, it's a challenge that I'm enjoying. I'm learning. Most especially this year, I interrupt.
Yeah.
And that's how I am. Whatever, like.
Yeah.
I'm glad, like, I'm here go podcasting. Yeah, because of you. You one of the people like you know me. Kisha Brotoka Chain. Oh,
yeah.
So you know from the start to the end.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So you know everything about me now.
Yeah.
Oh, as much as like when we started, we were together, and when we start to achieve things, and we lost that brotherhood as Machida. Most of us, when we start to achieve, you forget.
Yeah.
Machida. And it's not like it happens because of you were playing around.
Yeah.
It just happens. Like Marwaziba vele Machida.
Yeah, life happens. Yeah.
And like Ratusa and Efra flop. There's something like maybe you that person, like I played with you.
Yeah.
I played with you, played at school, and you decided to choose a different path from football. Yeah.
And then, I mean, since you've retired, and we're going to talk about your career, Mara, going forward. Because the thing with you guys, it's very strange because you guys retired at 35 max. And if you think about it, in soccer terms, at 35, you're old.
Yeah.
Or they say you're old, right? But in real life, 35 is actually very young. So when are you at 35 right now? What is your plan going forward? Have you thought about what you want to do? And, because life has to continue, you have to earn a living somehow. Have you thought about that? And what are your plans going forward?
That's a difficult one. Because for me, I retired at what? At 34? And then you know what happened in my life, the story.
Yeah, and we'll get to it. We'll get to, yeah.
You will get there. And then I'll just, because like I'm this person that's always, now I'm honest. So
Yeah.
I've always been like that. Wabo. Most in sports, like let me say in football, let me talk of something that I know. Because in football, the older you get,
Yeah.
the money goes down.
Sure.
Wabo. It's not like like when you get older, you get
Yeah, it's like the older you get, the more experience you are, the
football
more
is
you earn.
different. Wabo.
Yeah.
And most especially for net, it was difficult for me. It was difficult for me when I come back from the band.
Yeah.
Even Lena, my body, physical, like
Yeah. Yeah.
and nothing happened because I was losing. It was the end of my career when I started to recover financially, and then like now the team was facing difficulties.
Yeah.
It was difficult to understand.
Yeah.
Yabo? I might be angry with them and what and what. It's not about. It was not only me,
Yeah.
you know, but it was something that like me. I only know football, Mpo. You know me,
Yeah.
like I only know football.
Yeah.
But you grow, and happily now, like don't forget, I made a mistake, I
Yeah,
made a
yeah.
bad choice,
Yeah.
of which affected my life.
Yeah.
It's so bad, whereby like people, so I need to get trust again. Not even in football fraternity, with my friends, because like when I was in that thing that I was banned for, when I was on drugs, like I was a liar, I was a manipulator, you know. And it comes from me, and I'm gonna tell the truth how it happened. How I think I did a lot of interviews, even.
Yeah. So you're saying you are worried that it could affect opportunities that you could try to get
Yeah,
going forward.
yeah. And funny enough, like there's a big brand that I was talking to. I'll tell you something that happened last 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
There's a big brand that I was talking to. We are like I don't know how they happened. That I don't know if maybe they approached me because I liked whatever they on their social media.
Yeah.
So we were talking. In fact, like someone was not aware or I played football and what.
Yeah.
So like no, they said like no, we were talking and talking, and I needed to send my bio.
Yeah.
You know, like when you check your bio, like yes, Jesus, these people are gonna give me an opportunity to work with them because they're the biggest brand. Now in my like, well, yeah, like I was banned and came back, but like it's always gonna be hanging around my head.
Yeah.
It's something that like I worry about. Like I struggled with that for a long time. For a long time. That's why I said to you, I went to I did a lot of interviews after I came back, but it was short stories.
Yeah, yeah.
Most of it was not how it happened. Most of it is there, like I was trying to protect myself from, So like now when you go buy Onyaka, there's a ban, a drug ban, you know. I mean, even Lina, I'm the owner. Like I know people deserve chances and what you need to prove yourself again. Like I'm asking myself how, I don't know, man. My life, like, I don't know, it's difficult.
But let's say,
Like, I don't know.
let's say there's some CEO of a company out there, and they are watching and they think they are willing to give you a chance. Where now, since Disky, because I mean that's gone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Have you identified any kind of interest, something that you'd like to get into, whether it's related to soccer or not? But have you at least found something that you think you would be interested in pursuing going forward?
Mpo, look, like football, mfethu, as I said before, as I said earlier already, football gave me everything, bro.
Yeah.
Gave me everything. I traveled. Yes, wait, it's difficult, Mpo, for this thing. It makes me sad because it's something that I did. Oh, but like I'm like even like you see like now I'm not even crying,
Yeah.
because I've healed. I went to professionals that because like now if you want to work with me, you could see my like well go tap and pass.
Yeah.
You have my qualities. You get to meet me. Like mutu wa mono. Like you'll see change when you someone who's mono changes your own. But for you to give that person a chance, it's risky for you, like your reputation as a company, but like it's something that's gonna like I have to fight that until I die.
Sure.
Oh,
And I mean,
but I'm positive. I want
Yeah.
to. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. I'm trying. And now I'm back in the Free State. I work mostly with the government for the youth.
Okay.
I'm from Free State.
So you do like the motivational
I do a lot of
talk,
things. I do.
Yeah.
I do a lot of things because, like in my life, I've experienced a lot of things. I'm 35 years old, but my life experience is like it's about to and ke batla ho leboha Modimo ka that, but it made me realize how lucky I am to sit here and
Yeah.
talk le motho ke lena sekolong.
Yeah.
I'll touch the story later.
Yeah. Yeah.
How you came back in my life.
Sure.
Yabo?
So I mean,
Like,
you talk about everything that's happened in your life, and I think today we're gonna unpack all of that.
Yeah. Or very bad.
Yeah, but I always prefer to start at the beginning
Yeah.
because I think it gives context. It makes people understand because things don't just happen. You know, there's building blocks from where we come from. So let's take it from the beginning. You're from King Helbron, okay?
From Pirituna Helbron,
Free State.
Free State, yeah.
King, give is it a village? Is it a Kikasi?
Ke kasi. No, ke kasi. Ke logish, like ke logish.
Like
Am
Mams,
Vitoria.
Soweto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bethlehem,
Yeah.
Bloemfontein, Lesotho.
Yeah.
Feta ko Helbron.
Are you the only player from there, Saladala PSL? As far as you know.
No. He was my coach when I was young. When I was playing, he was playing for Sundowns. Papi Mbele.
Okay, Mkava, what left?
What left?
He
Yeah,
played for Val Professional.
played for Val Professional,
Swallows.
Ajax, Bushparks.
Yes, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the second.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a very small town.
Yeah.
It's a very small town.
And then
Of it, yeah.
let's talk about your family structure, ne? Like Kaval Timer.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about him as we go. The Kaval Timer.
Umtsile jwa.
We'll get there. We'll get there. I mean, you know, an extraordinary man.
Yeah.
I know all ladies still around.
Yeah.
Do you have siblings?
Yes. I have a little sister.
So what was your family structure growing up? Go ahead, Naki, get the little sister, get time old lady. What kind of a household were you raised in?
My story is like my story saka samakaza. Like samakaza. If like you saw my parents.
Sure.
Yabo? Elrunda papa is. Mfethu namfethu was raised handle mfethu. My dad went to school with my mom Barsiale Nkhonwaka. I was staying with my grandma my dad.
Yeah.
So Kisia sister I think 10 years.
Okay.
So that means most of the time when I was at home,
Yeah.
also I was alone. As one, I was it back. Just told man, but I was like that child the whole family like they were excited to see. And na khulisi nkhonwaka like gagolo like
Yeah.
like mtu wa kereke, we go to church. Like family praying family like mfethu. Hey mfethu. Like na khulisi sharp man, I can't blame my parents.
And you didn't
from my grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't grow up. I mean, your father was a teacher.
Yes.
So Nelili comfortable.
Yeah, we were
Like a typical middle class family. Like
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
You're not rich, but Nelili sharp.
and like my aunt was a teacher also.
Okay.
Because my dad was always working. Naruta nasaruti kukas.
Yeah.
Naruta ku maybe ku kasing like maybe utlamile adule there for a week. Then we'll come back on Fridays.
Yeah.
Go high. So most of the time, kina le my aunt, one sister lacha.
Yeah.
So kina thing with my cousins. Go high. With my cousins, like it was a warm family fit where my father was so close with my aunt then. It was like we were all close. We were raised like Neraparan to see one with my cousins. Like we like we had everything that we
Nelili sharp, yeah.
re batlang as bana, you know. Robert Jile, like everything was nice.
was fine, yeah.
We would go to church on a Sunday.
And then
Like yeah, it was warm.
in terms of education, because my parents were teachers,
Yeah.
and you know how they are. Because they are teachers, they're also very
Yeah.
strict and big on education. So how was your dad, especially because he was a teacher?
Very-
And I saw fagili pressure to geleza.
Very, very, very strict. Even now.
Because I remember, on chela ko matric or amfitu na ke pass fela.
Wabo.
Ke time certificate at least.
I remember like nego school ngani kufitla ko Rusina. I refitla ko super sport. I think I was doing grade 10. Yeah, grade 10. I'm not choosing the subjects.
Yeah.
So my dad came to us Gala. My dad likes Gala, like
Yeah.
food, like school comes first.
Yeah.
Kontatwaka. So go kgetha di-subject da.
Yeah.
Kgetha di-subject ke a bona. So ngikgethetse already. Sesang
Yeah.
maths core,
Yeah.
science and what.
But it changed go fail.
So I think I went, but I went go class for the first time.
We shall maths over my 1 week and then and then I'll move it up my tourism, maths literacy.
And the lalo na ka class la tsele ke go pele na ke hiso. Ke a bona ke re mara mo ke tlamme wa bona.
Yeah.
So and that thing go academy ya rona, they had this thing like you need to pass matric. Hey, I'm like, ish, what's again? Because football, I love football. Like, and I can see like football ke yone to changing my life and phelo ba family ya ka. Because my dad never believed go football we can make a living.
Yeah.
He never believed in that. So ka change mfethu ka shapa ka kopantsha fela re khono pass.
Pass matric,
Ke so ka re maths lit. Ka re maths lit ka kopanya le history.
Yeah.
Ka re bo economy. But as long as pass. I'm not saying the bad.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like I'm sorry for what by in the maths lit.
Yeah.
But I like ke bona re tse ke tsona tse tletsa ke
O ka pass matric.
like nka pass fela matric, baba.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, time like ola ba sharp.
Yeah.
Ola ba sharp.
And then Jenny Diski. So we lay harmony, ne? But before
Now what's that diski my football in fact.
yeah.
Is that liga tseleng,
Mm.
You know I'm from Helbron. I wait till it's Helbron.
Yeah, get
You
clear.
club infante
Yeah,
Helcom
yeah.
start, ne? In fact, Helbron there's no opportunities there, nothing. The very same person that wants me to go to school, which is my dad.
Yeah.
He was the one taking me to trials.
Okay.
Remember? Because he could see that I love football.
Marcasi no dlala team.
I played for Black Swallows go cast. But Gilles go cast, but I was not. Yes, Gilles go cast like it's like any other guy like Azala go put on 11 like what.
Yeah.
So they would hear about coaches, but most of the time only like Khonwaka. My granny won't get the first pair of boots.
Yeah.
She takes in Khonwaka, me want that dog.
Yeah.
She bought me a Puma wing. I want a Puma wing.
Yeah, one Puma wing. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that pension. That's the only person that always believed that I'm gonna make it. My grandmother. Yeah, she's late now. Mpo, now fit like bolo nigidlala feel like nigidlala not like nigidlala sangono mulo. I tried cricket.
But no sana hand bu PSL what.
No.
Yeah.
No. Cricket, I played boxing, karate. I went for even I'm Mr. What because killer like.
Yeah.
One of that king bits on modeling, king bits on that thing. Well, time so like it's loud modeling.
Oh, when?
Yo, give Mr. Mamanda.
Okay.
I still have pictures, I'll show you.
Okay.
Now when I felt like I was this child, my nose among everything.
Yeah.
So look up Bolong, I didn't even know that I'm like maybe like okay, I rather go fill up Polo. And then now
Were you the best player Gokas amongst Majid?
no.
They were better players.
No, they were better players.
Yeah.
We like 10, 15 ahead of me.
Yo. Okay.
That's where you see like it's
Yeah.
like sometimes football in it. 10, the Kuchela like we was 10 at my age group, like 10, 15 players better than me.
And then Harmony fitla jwang ge? By the way, guys, for those who don't know, Harmony is because the reason why I'm mentioning it is because I feel like Harmony does not get credit.
It doesn't.
Everyone talks about
It doesn't.
what Transnet, the School of Excellence. Everyone talks about other academies.
I'll tell
but
you.
Harmony is actually decent and they've
I'll
done
tell you
well.
why.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Harmony produced good players.
Yeah.
From your Tumelon Shapu,
Yeah. Or Celtic, ne?
Sipumbule,
Tebo Mokoena, yeah.
Waba? Na Harmony. I was supposed to play Go Harmony. Let me tell you the story of Harmony. Now I was from Gokas. There was this guy, Tamale in Gokas, Nal Shop, Namata to say everyone, Nal Chelet.
Yeah.
So Newaraki in that Opal Park.
Okay.
Nilim Tazang would try like to help Wake because like he had the means to do that. Baba.
Yeah.
He was financially like stable. Baba. So now Zama okay opportunities or like Zama Mola Zamada. So there's a guy that he played for Val Professional Level Papimbi,
Yeah.
but he never made it after that.
Yeah.
But he played for Tembisa Classic also. And he was very closely coaching Lifinsake.
Okay.
They were friends. Like they're still friends even now. So then he's like, no man, Nalintan what I check. Which is me. Coach Mlifi azwakala mfethu.
Mlifi
Ntseki.
Ntseki nalukho Hamon.
He produced players like Botumelo and Sharp.
Yes.
Those players they were playing like he was the coach. Athi mfethu atluwe from atonshebelela kudlala kuGasi da. And then he arranged trials for me to not even trials. He went I think they were supposed to go and talk with my dad so that I can go to Hamon and stay co academy and what.
Yeah.
So I think maybe 3 weeks apart, and then they unali trials are Transnet. That Transnet School of Excellence.
Sure.
In Bethlehem.
Yeah.
Then my dad took me there. So don't forget to Coach Mlifi. So maybe I must go next year or something like that. Sharp. So now the trials thing happen. Except manga trials the School of Excellence. So I'm thinking about Harmony, man. We all never wanted to go to Harmony. It's either we go to Nkamva, go IX, or you go to School of Excellence. Or you go to Paris or
Chiefs, the usual. Yeah.
Hey, but I'm thinking about Harmony, man. It's a free state. I want to go to Joburg, man. Sharp. Hey, go to trailing. Transnet. Coach was Mandla Mazibuko, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fit there. I think now what under 13, if I'm not mistaken. Now since I think since 14.
Okay.
Or now what under 12 get but I was a year old.
Older than what they wanted. Yeah.
So but they gave me an opportunity to try. But they knew they don't want but players. But I trial them now, they like me, but they can't because they had this thing out.
Age.
So they told my dad positive things. We like your son, what. But unfortunately, we can't bring him to the academy.
Yeah.
Due to setting whatever. So the dog but now Coach Mandla said to my dad, when I did trials at Super Sport, there's a guy called Coach Kotfum Suez.
Yeah.
And then you must take your son there.
Yeah.
And go Bethlehem again. So Bethlehem, so Coach Mlifi. So I still have to go back to Coach Mlifi and say my dad so they can sign papers. I must go. No, kita was Super Sport now. The trial in maybe in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So then we go there with my dad. I get him fit. I feel like trialing. I'm like, we see the bus.
This is trial Super Sport.
That's Super Sport.
Yeah.
By just when you get there, you see the bus. Because I remember no one did trial. The players that were playing at the academy, they used to come and help with the scouting.
Yeah.
And the stuff sa kapa mfidi se
Fenward, Super Sport Fenward.
Super Sport Fenward.
Yeah.
Bona le bus trailer thing, how professional. In fact, you chase feel I want to be there. Sharp. I want to be there. I don't want School of Excellence. I don't want School of Excellence. I don't want Hamun. I want to go to Super Sport.
Yeah.
We tried, not knowing that only one midfielder there. I'm the room of 100.
Yo.
I'm of 100. No, but I went. I tried. And fortunately, I made it.
Yeah.
I made the cut. Then they select me from Free State. It's not done. I still have to go Gosland Park.
Yeah.
Not Gosland Park. Go Moiling UJ now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to go there for every weekend. So all provinces, but so they need to go and train down. It was difficult to get there. So when you get there, you train with these players and video. No.
Yeah.
So, but then I made it. Academy made the cut.
So you didn't go to Hamon?
No, I didn't go to. So I didn't go to Hamon. Hamon, I think we played only friendly with Super Sport.
Because I've always had the perception that
we played a friendly.
Let's
say friendly Super Sport.
No, okay. So now, if it go Super Sport, 2006, ne?
2005.
Okay. So but that, I think it was 6.
6.
6. Yeah. You're still new.
Yeah. 2006.
So now, if it Super Sport, I mean, you can tell us because you're a product data, but just some of the names that were with you in the academy who have made it. If you can just mention some of them, just so people can understand the kind of quality you're talking about and the kind of academy that it was back then. So if I'm mentioning
Because nile re jealous
just a few.
nile re jealous I tse di tlile because jealous a gona but ke ne re gatwa ke bana fe sha staff la kwata la ja dijo tse different ra ka mo dining hall e dia kwata tse
Yeah, I never treat her like the superstar, but yeah.
but like in fact like finance no thing re tlile ka mokotla rona ra
Yeah, you know, it was proper. It was proper.
you know
yeah.
but like at the end of the day we had to like ra team ra lower standard
Yeah.
like bana ba bang hantle sharp in fact in fact that team those players that never made it to like to,
Because bye firstly
I
like,
don't
we're not even mentioning that guys who did not make it and later quality buy.
that's what I'm saying like in fact, like I think it's all work on everywhere the
Yeah,
interviews like players that like let me talk about players that never made it to
Yeah.
so,
Kuma.
we have your Piano Kwela Showen Naika he never made it
Yeah. I played a few games.
yeah
But they didn't really.
never
Yeah.
reach Showen Naika just Simphiwe Nkosi
Yeah.
Piano Kwela ke mmarile there's Boskwekwe
Yeah.
was Mbuso Manyoni
Quality
quality players
Yeah.
quality players to name ba few vele so can you realize like if you do like academy so everything about treat sharp they look after you your parents now they don't have to worry about you
Yeah.
even when your parents come and visit like baba no you're well taken care of everything is sharp school you travel to Europe maybe twice a year
Yeah.
Baba?
So just on the academy, just a few themes I want to touch on. I mean, if we check at the academy at the time, it was very clear already started Manda.
yeah
Wabo?
yeah
And on a high blind, but no see one of the stars.
yeah
Right?
yeah
There were guys who were clearly above. Or never played little one or man. These are
they're gonna make it
yeah, that's your Kamo, Mukojo,
Zongo
Zongo, Tato Mukeke, Kemit. When at that time, Wadala, I mean, you're a good player. Everyone knows you're a good player, but
Yeah.
you're not one of those.
yeah
Did that affect you? And did it affect your confidence and did it affect your mentality going forward? Or are you Oda, but you're not really seen as one of the standouts?
consider the age
Yeah.
in the Kiloko at that time.
Yeah.
So it was difficult.
And it was 16, yeah.
I was 16 years. I didn't know how to deal with certain things.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm here at the academy. My parents are home. No one will go to Ngangamo.
Mm.
It's sad. You cry.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to the field of play, how do I go grounding? We were family. We were buzzing. We enjoy. We play. We don't care who's better than who because like the coaches that were there, like they tried by all means like to or like to play like you understand? Everyone enjoyed playing, but in a sharper guy. I remember there's time where there's players that are getting paid.
Yeah.
Those players
The
like
stars, yeah.
yes, they were getting paid. They had supplements in video. Like so we stay in the same house, but like in fact, but they used to take stamina grow. Not tablet.
The USA and whatever, those things.
No, the stamina grow. Not didn't but stamina grow.
Yeah.
That's how good is it. In fact, now players who 10, 16 in Canada and thing. So maybe you what about and then and now when they go forward zone, go sending. They would buy soccer boots like proper ones. It's like the professionals. Like,
Yeah.
your boots, but like the boots Adidas. In fact, do not get boots. Yeah. I'm really that willing. I said, in fact,
Yeah.
like I don't care how strong you are, it will affect you. And mind you, like so no one is gonna say. That's why it's like football. Football is either you strong or like you must just stop playing.
But did that make you rolled out there that you can play at the highest level? Did you ever feel or maybe
Yes.
maybe that's feel clear?
And like what I like, they were like, something I don't know, like it was I don't know, like the mental thing like what or why they used that, whether it helped us or what, but they were honest. They were honest with us. Like they said, priority ki batho ba. They told us. Imagine they told you at the age of 15, or like batho ba, they have to make it first.
Yeah.
So
After
you guys are pushing these guys to make it, and then the rest will, like, then you will come. How would you feel at that age?
Yeah.
So, but when you go inside the field, we enjoy, we have fun, all of us. But like, how could like why it starts again? And now feel like my career is strange. But why about mentioning? But why about mentioning? Attend professional and played regularly before that.
Before, yeah.
I won the league before then. Like playing, they won the league. Well, we were all signed with the first team, but I'm saying like contributing, like playing. Yeah. And it shows what, like in football, you just need one person to believe in you.
Yeah.
Just one person. And then everything, it's up to you.
And then
so
you guys had this link Feyenoord, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, we can't discuss everything, but just some of the highlights. I know nearly Europe quite a bit.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us maybe about one or two tournaments that you played in Europe, the kind of players you played with, the kind of teams you played with, and how well you guys did?
Yeah, we'd go to play tournaments, go Europe, more especially go Netherlands.
Yeah.
In fact, we played that our team. Props to our coaches. In fact, no. We played against Barcelona. We beat them. We played Ajax. We beat them in the final.
Yeah.
We played Schalke. We beat them. We played, you name them.
Quality teams.
Yeah. We played in Rabaja. We played with your Wilbecks and what.
So what is the difference according to Ene? Because you guys are like Danny Welbeck and all these guys at that age.
Yeah.
Mara. Fast forward 10 years later, those guys are world class, but Lala Champions League. And now our players just never get to that level. Where do you think it goes wrong?
I think now we stop learning.
Okay.
We stop learning. That's one of the problems. South Africa. I'm South African.
Yeah.
When a player makes it to PSL, plays maybe a season or two, he thinks he knows everything. Those players, in fact, too, that's the difference. They understand the level they want to be at.
Yes. And
Baspana to get there. Ronaldo, that level, the start, that's when we're satisfied.
Yeah.
That's why you don't have a lot of players that are playing in Europe. Because we get satisfied easy. Fast. 200,000, 100,000.
Yeah.
You drive a Benz, you are done. You are done. We like in fact stop like to and for like the sad part is like go to family in
So then if you then on that topic and not finally really so because you are someone who went to a proper who went to proper youth structures and you played as a youngster, would you recommend or Ntwane so should rather leave as soon as possible or abloom in the PSL for a few more years?
If it was for me?
Yeah.
Now, I would say he must leave. I would say he must leave as soon as possible. But depending where.
Okay.
If a player like can like I like what coach Hugo Cruz, the national team coach Hugo Cruz, he said if he leaves Paris, he must go to Netherlands, France, where he's gonna be a regular there to gain experience, so that later on he can go to bigger teams.
Yeah,
which is true.
Sure,
but it has to make football is a business, and Paris it's a big.
Must make sense for the club and for him.
It makes sense for the club and for him.
Yeah.
So if he get an offer that's the chairman is satisfied, then I think you let him go. But depends. The important part is which league.
Yeah. So then,
which league?
Let's then talk about how you get to the first team. Come here, trick you. Not the first team player. 2008. You're not a first team player yet.
Because I was training and then
no gym at
yeah, but 2008 I get a metric I get elite.
Yeah.
Because I was playing for national team.
Not that national under 17.
I was playing for under 17.
Yeah.
So Lena Kijoina Bandalele. So there's a light nyana when I see okay, I'm closer now to these ones.
So how did it come about or Osai never first team?
I think like man, I was doing well, man.
Yeah.
Nah, I was pushing. And people that I think namfit my career and fit like people people like you. But like I think maybe when you were watching me play professional, like nearly not disappointed. Well, nearly, because you know how now I play in fit. Now when I was young,
Yeah, like nah, I feel like we got to see. I think we got to see half of Bibo because
yeah.
no spanner, like work rate and everything, you are fine. But in terms of elements of your game, things that you can do, and we're gonna get to that discuss, especially at Pirates.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you mean. I think there's a lot that you did not show us.
Yes.
Go PSL. Yeah.
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 So but like Lena, I see it now, Lena, after when I retired, Lena.
Yeah.
Like when I but like tlabuwa ka yona. But like mfethu also do then I signed a contract. When like we had a contract till it's in where I sign a contract ya gola.
Yeah.
Then it's already automatically you sign with the first team.
Yeah.
So whenever the first team needs you, you can just
So how much is that first contract?
I think I was earning 1,005.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,005.
And this is 2009. Around
2009.
Yeah.
2008, 2009.
You are 18, 19.
I was 18. I was just after matric.
Ofitla
19.
go first team. Coach Kevin, right?
Yes. We had this under 19 team, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had this under 19 team.
Who's in that team?
It's me, it's myself, Zongo,
Mhm.
Piani Kwela, Kemiti Rasmus, Tato Mgege, Karau Masiela, Simpion Kosi. The team. You can ask Coach Pizzo now. You can ask Coach
And
Gavin.
Nelisha first team.
You can ask Coach Pizzo. You can ask Coach Gavin Hunt.
Yeah.
You can ask the players that were playing for Super Sport there. I'm very that team. I wish they bought us a status. Like that team.
Well, promote as a group, ne?
Yeah, about promoters they bought us maybe status
Yeah,
unveil.
yeah.
We were gonna.
So no Wasai you're on this 1.5 contract. How long does it take you for you to become a regular?
In fact, out of all those players, that you mentioned, they're super talented. There's this coach Gavin, and he, like they give him the, when you play the first team and what, they give him the names like, check this one and that one.
Yeah.
Out of all, he said like, I want that one.
From all the players, I choose away.
I want that one.
Yeah.
I want that one. I was playing number 10 that time. I was playing behind Kimmit. I don't know what he saw. Like he said, like, no, I want that one. And then he moved me to a defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
So I guess a defensive midfielder, he gave me that mentality of winning, well, I was running now, the stamina was what, like, but like he changed the how I see the game and how to so that I can achieve construction because don't forget like transitionally it was so difficult for them. And because like it's whereby like that our team will go easy 100 passes.
Yeah.
The opponent will never touch the ball. Our under 19, 100 touches easy. Lisa touch the ball. What's it?
Yeah, like
let's see when they leave at What's what they leave at? Cause Kilara Luana 100 passes. So it's difficult. Who do you saw? No, I will ask. So I get there. Now we play percentage football. Now we play less in your half. We score.
So let's talk about this on that topic. There's you hear a lot of people talking about style. Hey, this coach Odala so hey, Coach Rolani plays like this, Coach Pito plays like this, Coach Gavin plays like this, right? The perception here, Gavin plays boring football. When I haven't played for him, what's your view on that?
How many league titles have you won?
I think he's got four league titles.
Yeah, so is it boring?
No, for me it's not. But I'm just saying that it's a perception amongst Patoba.
It works for him. It's effective. It wins the trophies.
But describe that style. Like, how does he play?
Get the ball on the other half as soon as possible. And what I learned from Coach Gavin as a midfielder,
Yeah.
because he preferred 4-4-2.
Yeah, I know he likes midfielders who can play in a two. For
Yeah.
Gavin, if you can't play in a two,
Then
you can't play in his team.
yes,
Yeah.
because like what he taught me is like, I want a midfielder that's gonna make goals and stop goals. I want a midfielder that's gonna run forward and backwards. You are done.
Child.
Don't tell me about the true passes and what. If you do that for me, I'm gonna win the league. So he gave me that, and when he gave me the aggression,
Yeah.
the winning mentality, like he gave me those things, like of which like Lena, he changed my style of play changed a lot, but it turned out well for me, and I achieved, I won. And but like now, it's just like I just like I ask myself like if like I continue playing the way I wanted,
Yeah.
maybe Kabakil guy, or maybe I
Not
wasn't
about those
gonna make
players.
it.
Hey, I'm not talented, but you don't win trophies. You don't.
Yes, so I don't know. Ki bona ka tsela tse ngata, ki bona sharp, ki bona.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you enjoy playing for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoyed playing for him. Because like we were winning.
Yeah.
We were winning.
Now, when you get to the first team, I agree you started on the contract at 1.5. And I'm touching on this because we all know your story and how it develops, right?
Yeah.
Now I want to track. I want us to be able to identify or matata tomakai.
Yeah.
Because girl, I'm fit. No, only sharp. Like you're
I'm always in Tony Sharp.
you're focused. You liked certain things that you liked.
Like?
Have it when I sense that deal. Like you'd like nice
How
clothes.
do you mean Grata deal?
Like no, like innocent thing. Like you like nice clothes. No, like things like woody perfumes and so on.
Yeah.
No rather cherry, but nothing
No,
over the top.
in that time.
We'll get there.
No, at that time now, choose the film.
But how does it develop? So you're on this contract, 1.5.
Yeah.
Or sign up as team.
Yeah.
When does that contract become better? And when it does become better, how does it then change lifestyle?
In fact, like give me my contract, ne? I'm earning 1.5. I'm playing against players that are earning how much?
Yeah.
Not
And
my,
there were big players that time.
yeah, not my teammates.
Yeah.
Player
Opposition.
positions, the earning how much.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was a point, there was a game, fit, I'll never forget that game. We were playing Platinum Stars. Kinek Makana Listin Lichat.
Oh yeah, come on, yeah. The defensive midfielder. Ne?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how you knew I'm earning how much. And that thing broke me like, oh, Suma. And then like whole I was not even excited.
Yeah.
I'm fit. That man Argonda. Hey, totally matsa wena o gola. We say not peanuts, accept block but Cheltenyan.
Yeah.
Which is true. Hey, I'm fit. Then like when I get home, I'm like, Jesus, this guy might have actually won it. Kidlala batho ba kgonang di 80,000 and what. I don't talk about my teammates. Mole wa mtati.
No, na Lumango first team at that time.
Ambo. I played with big players.
Because funny enough, you've told me already,
Played in
you actually played with bigger players at Supersport than at Pirates.
Yo. I played with Nassif Morris.
Yo.
I played when he came back to South Africa.
Yeah.
Nassif Morris, I played with Bradley Canel, Ken Salmon.
Yo. Of course.
Lance Davis like left when we were promoted.
Yeah.
But we used to train with them. Lance Davis.
Yeah.
Emil Baron.
Yo.
Siabonga Nkosi came when he came back. There was a point where El Rio van Herden was training. I don't know if he signed or what. Mfethu.
So as in Twana, Obanadi Grootman, obviously big cars and everything. Can you motivate that thing, or does it make you feel like
yeah, and nothing smart.
But that's what I say.
But I was not like no, but like I also wanted like like I must buy this Cavelo.
Yeah.
I'll save up for it.
Yeah.
If I like something, maybe I know if it give 1,000 fund.
Yeah.
Take like give my 2.5. Can like save up, then I'll get it. I always had this thing in me. Now I have this thing here. When I want something, if I put my money into it, like I'm focused, I'll get it.
Yeah.
I'm always like that. And if like now I'm focused, I always achieve. Into give what like and fit. There was time Kibona Nassif Morris. Nakutomata big test.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were gonna run big tests because Ko was our fitness trainer.
Yeah.
Nabile Ronaldo go ground. We knew like when you see the Ronaldo, then we were running.
Yeah.
Oh, so I seen as if Morris, if you do like a push panamera. We're gonna run big tests. You know, I azanga mat.
Ara mix.
No, 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 no. I'm not gonna run Ramat fit. You know, in my heart, keep play lang. Because like we run guard the defenders,
Yeah.
midfielders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I tell myself, and then like now I'm competing with woman. Yes, for position.
Potlompo.
Hlompo ke kan.
Pochenpool.
Pogenpool.
Yeah.
Brent Karelse.
Yeah.
Sebongosi. Ko kena kae.
As a teenager, that's insane.
19 years with no experience. But you know when I saw that Porsche,
What it was bad.
kara, I must beat them ka big test.
Yeah.
I went ka big test in fit. I think the midfielder I think I got level, but higher level than them. And then I started to take things like that. But I can say, I can compete with these people. For me to get my first car, and now I have this thing now, I'm playing now. But I need to play 10 games, and then the salary is going to go up.
Okay.
So here I am, I'm playing regularly. The money is going up now.
So umuvile from 1.5 to how much?
It was supposed to go from, because I think we signed a contract with the academy agent, which was forward zone.
Forward zone at the time, yeah.
Which was H. Lucasson.
Yeah.
And then now, I'm playing now. I'm earning that 1,500. And then I think after from 1,500, if I play 10 games, it's going to go to 5,000 or 6,000. It still doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
And I'm playing regularly. Like I'm competing with, Shompo Kigana was the player of the season that time. He was on the bench, but he was helping me.
Yeah.
He was helping me. So like now I'm thinking like now, but still, if I play 10 games, you go 5,000. If league fell and for club, it 15,000, 20,000. But I played all the games.
Yeah.
That's how the contract is structured like that. So Kibuale Katlahomashiro.
Yeah.
Katlahomashiro Kamchela Marakel. Kiloem Copanyu Velo.
Yeah.
You like him super. I get Kulunya Jankara.
Yeah.
I give 100 again. I want to sign when all holes. It was like maybe 24.
Yeah.
Jangara Gulu Chile. Like I know no holap guy. I'm on the pay sleep. I get on fit. All college children outside.
Yeah.
Then I showed him the pay sleep. I'm fit. I'm fine. What's the games at us? 5,000. No signing on fee. Then he's like, he was friends with Team Sugas.
Yeah.
They were friends. I think they were friends from Cape Town. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. They go back a long way. Yeah.
He's like, no, man, there's a guy that you need to meet. Which is Team Sugas. That's how I met Team Sugas. I think I played Gimyana so Matene.
Yeah.
Then I met Team Sugas. That guy changed my life, bro. I'm forever grateful for whatever that is. Like that guy changed my life. I don't want to lie. Whatever that we had later on, and it's my fault also. And it's not his fault.
Yeah.
It's my choice.
Yeah.
And in fact, that guy looked after me like I'm his son. When I signed for Pirates, he took me. I stayed with him in his house with his family for 6 months. He looked after me, that guy. Hey, that guy in fact loved me, bro. I disappointed him as much as I disappointed a lot of people.
Yeah.
My parents, my family, but that guy fought for me. That guy went there and it's like, no. Then he said, like, no, you. Then I went there, I met up with him in Sentin. I remember I go there, I see a Range Rover. They pick me up there in Denville.
Yeah.
We're staying there in Denville. Yeah, this guy is gonna come. Who does it like? He's gonna come and pick you up. Kawan, be ready.
Yeah.
I think I'm 9. It's a little clappy there.
Ready.
I see this Range Rover. A black. That's Team Sugas. Hey, see this guy, huh? Kinali Bongani Zulu.
Yeah.
You know Bongani Zulu?
Yeah, I remember Zulu. The defender.
The defender.
Left.
Yeah, he played the World Cup, you remember?
Yeah,
Like
a character.
He was from a well-off family.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm fit this guy like violate. I'm fit Rava. Oh no, I'm wrong. That's the second time now.
Okay.
The first time they sent this guy back to Maxwell. It was his driver.
Yeah.
I thought to pick up, but sent him to Bowman's. He was still at the party. He was still at Bowman's that time in Sentin. You should know.
Yeah.
Well, him fit so we went there, and I see this office in fit. Oh, ke bone office so. It was my first time in Sentin.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Sentin. I didn't know the difference between Sentin and what then. Then we're in this office. Oh, hello boys. Like,
Yeah.
the first thing we say, hello boys. We're like, right? Nhlil. No, we find my team and what. And then we tell him the story. This is how we get treated there and what. They were not treating us bad, but like, it
Yeah.
was like, players did.
Ne ba le treat like dintwana still.
Even if I'm in the first team, but I was still.
Se o sa le ntwana,
You understand? No, like, the way one treat thing.
Yeah.
I'm playing regularly, but they still. I'm still not important to the
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
You know? To like go on in their eyes. Those players they made that.
Yeah.
You know. So team fought for me. He's like, no. Let me see your contract. Like, give him that contract that we had from that guy. But I double like I'm a plug.
Oh.
Mind you, Super Sport bankile ko high for the
They looked after you for everything.
Yes. Now it's like now I'm playing for first team.
Yeah.
Now. It was like that. But wherever there was a point I think Super Sport Ford Zone they wanted to take me to the thingy. It was supposed to be a big case. Because I have a contract with Ford Zone. Now I'm signing with Team Sugas. And then my dad was still at school. He has to come back and talk to Boston Matthews, who actually got him like, no, man, I don't know this boy wins the decisions early one. I don't know about this thing. So I had to sit down with my dad and it's like, no, Baba, this is what this guy's gonna help me to.
Yeah.
You understand? Then I made him to understand. So my dad was on my side. I'm his son.
Yeah.
So Pratim fought for contract a bit. So he's a regular, this guy. He can't be in this much. And then the way I was staying, so I'm a professional player there from the academy.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying like it was a nice place.
The clubhouse, ne?
Yeah, it was a nice place.
Yeah,
When I would like to
Yeah, get cover, yeah.
But we used to share and it would like go the betting So don't for like
In a league, maro bloma.
no, I'm still winning league, but I'm still playing, and now people's like I'm playing it.
Okay.
And I come back there, it's not bad, and I enjoyed staying there. They were buying us food.
Yeah.
So but team's like, no, you can't be staying here. The place is not right. I'll look for a place for you, and I'll pay for it. Let me fight this thing your contract. And that guy fought for me, and then they agreed on whatever they agreed. Here am I now. I'm any nice now. You fought for me. I'm any nice.
What was I at that time?
No.
When you start drinking?
I started drinking just after we won the league. Not like I wouldn't go and buy alcohol.
Yeah.
But I started drinking when we won the league. We were celebrating Go Whitefield. And then I started like, and then now there's money in my account. I'm staying alone. I'm 19 years old. Staying alone. I think I was earning that time, I'm 38 or so.
That's a lot for Ntwana.
Yeah, 19.
If you think
So
about
45,000.
Yeah.
And then I must have takes that time. I'm very like, I'm very good luck apartmenting. Go Bachelenda, I'm 19 years old. Then I see this guy. The first time I'm born, he bought me the boots, like those, like I'm feeling where I used to see at the academy.
Where they used to give the star players.
Yeah. He asked me like, what do you want? I said, I want the boot. Like, but the pure.
Yeah.
But the boot.
Then
he bought me that.
Yeah.
And then I like, okay, sharp. So this guy wants for me. So I went with him. This guy was there for me. And then now we're pushing for a car. Now I got a car. Yeah, I've always wanted a Mini Cooper.
But are you still behaving at the time, like in terms of?
I'm still behaving. Don't forget, I for my 6 months.
Yeah.
After, and then I moved on to locally one, but it was still it will come random.
Check, yeah.
And uncheck, I'll call me, go guy, and what all these things. So I was still like, I was focused. I wanted to achieve more. Like now I'm seeing like I can earn 8,000 if I can work hard, I can earn more and. And he was there. He was on my side. He pushed me. He fought for me.
So it sounds like Super Sport no look grand, even though you are now getting exposed to things like drinking, but it was still controlled. It's bad.
Yeah.
No, it's
bad. Like there was a curfew.
Yeah.
Even if I go out to Hatfield, but I have to be there. Couple 6.
Okay.
Even when I started staying alone in Centurion, the team would call me, go my survey. The car needs to be parked.
When do you start feeling like life changes? Like when do you start seeing but I was all treated the same, women?
Parents.
So Super Sport, everything was fine.
Yeah, Super Sport, everything was fine.
Okay.
Go alone, nothing, there's no problem.
Yeah.
Nothing, there's no hello, there's no interest from anyone, I don't have a lot of friends. I don't get inboxes from whoever that I don't know. And then I get to Pirates.
And we're getting to Pirates now. But you win, first season you win League or Super Sport, I guess.
Yeah, but when I signed it, I won the league, but I didn't play that season,
Okay.
but I have a medal.
Another medal, yeah.
Yeah, the one that I contributed, I played almost, I think, 28 games.
Yeah.
Is the third one.
Yeah, the third one. Because they won it 3 times in a row. You played the third.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're at Super Sport, everything is via Sharpo. 2012 comes, then the Pirates move happens. How and why did that move happen? Because no Sharp Super Sport.
Yeah.
You're becoming a bit of a senior player, everything is grand. Why via Super Sport your Pirates, and how did it happen?
Hey, in fact, it's the first time I work a story.
Yeah.
Because Super Sport, I was happy, in fact. I was happy, was like everything was fine.
Mm-hmm.
So like now, Coach Kevin now, they were not in good terms with Team Sugazi. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know. But they were not in good terms with Team Sugazi. And then Coach Lapumbo Sten, now they were angry with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then after we won the league that season, I didn't play much.
Yeah.
I didn't play much. Now I bought a car. I bought a Mini Cooper. And he was upset with it. I remember.
Who was upset?
Coach Gavin.
Because you bought a mini Cooper.
Even the senior guys were upset. Like, not upset of jealousy.
They think what Russia, you
I'm rushing, yes. Yeah. Not like not like Manabanjalamu.
Yeah.
Like they see like, nah, why Mini Cooper?
Yeah.
Should have started with something small. Well, but I had this thing in my head. I'm working. Like, why not?
Yeah.
And it's something that I can afford it. Now, but I had that. Like, okay, sharp. But now, Coach Gavin, now I'm not playing now. I'm not playing. Maybe I'll be a third choice, second choice.
Yeah.
Now they bought Moffat Mjuli. They bought other players now. And now I'm not playing now. And now I feel like I'm like, ish. And now Salah gets stuck playing one because I'm not getting games now. It's stuck later. I kupu. Because I didn't need to play more games so that I can get now signing on fee and whatnot.
Yeah. Contracted like needs to expire in contract.
And the time they expire, next season.
1 season left, okay? Yeah.
So now, for team one child, hey, people, now we need to move. Then we play a game. I think they were injured. I don't know who was injured. We play a game, go Orlando. Pirates were chasing the league.
Yeah.
We play a game, go Orlando.
Against Pirates.
Yeah. I think I played well. I got man of the match that game, if I'm not mistaken. I played well. Yeah, I played well because I'm like, but I didn't want to go. I'm not saying like I want to play, but Pirates, if you play Pirates,
yeah.
And that time, I think people were comparing me too much, Charlie.
Yeah.
That time because we the midfielders are playing.
Sure.
I was playing for Pirates and playing. When you play against each other, and then that time I won the league. I played, and I didn't win a rookie. Like that thing, it didn't sit well with me. I played well. I won the league. I didn't win the young player of the season that year.
Yeah.
Isabonga got it.
Yeah.
But I won the league.
Yeah.
I played most games. That's fine. But in good self that time.
Yeah.
In good self but
it's life. Yeah.
It happened. Then now I played this game. I played well. Sharp. But I'm not thinking after I'll leave. So then the following day, I think team called me. But team called me like, hey boy, imagine yahlanganisa manje ukuthi uhambe. Akanana vele kitla go guy. And then next week we'll this thing go. It's a charity cup.
Yeah.
Platinum Stars was involved.
Yes.
Coach Wendagam was.
Yeah.
And team was close with Coach Wendagam.
Yeah.
And then Coach Wendagam was like, no, bring him here.
To Platinum Stars.
Stars. Yeah, bring him here to Platinum Stars. In my mind, I'm like, no. The money was gonna be good, I think.
Yeah, one of they had money at that time.
Yeah, but I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go. Platinum Super Sport is better. Like
it's a better club. You felt, yeah.
It's like, no, I don't want to go to. But then I'm not taking my team. I'm like, but no, I'd rather stay and try to fight.
Yeah.
And then now he's like, no, even like, let me talk to Bobby. Let me talk to Bobby. Bobby, is this boy what? I don't know. Still someone that's very wrong. But I know I was supposed to go to Chiefs.
Did you want to go to Chiefs?
I wanted to go one of the two.
Okay. So
I wanted
between the
to
two, Chiefs or Pirates, you didn't really mind. Like,
Nah, I prefer to go to Chiefs because there I checked there's Jolly there and then
okay.
I'm like, nah, Chiefs is better. Well, there was players there, but like
But you felt like
yeah.
you have a better chance of playing. Yeah.
And then like now, not Chiefs now, but team calls me like Nini. No, Mandla's gonna come and pick you up. You're going to Parktown.
Hey, man.
Parktown. I didn't even know Parktown.
That time when I was really anyone at Pirates.
Yeah?
When
No.
I was really anyone. Okay.
No one. But I remember after the game,
Yeah.
I met the late screamer Chabalala outside.
Yes.
And then he asked me, go passing. He said, like, hey, mfana kuthi kunjani? Hey, udlale kahle boy man. Hey, awufuna udlala iclub enkulu man. Abantu abakwazi boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, udlala lama game abantu abakwazi. Woza lana boy.
Yeah.
Ngibona uJali uyafika ovele TV lapho. Crash. Uyavar time yabo.
Yeah.
Hey, now I'm missing out national team because kudlala Super Sport. Bojali babitsiwa ko interiming, bojali bosirelo boqulu. Now I won the league, but I'm not even there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I saw like big teams they count some.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sharp. And then but teams like, no, you're going to Pirates. You're going to Pirates. I'm like, yeah. I didn't know Parktown before. Yala do I give Parktown. Parktown. I Canada. Invade. I Canada. You want to journalist did that? Can't. Yeah. But team, hey, ki sign into the pampiri kaofela. I signed. Sena pagani. Akusubona salary mara.
So how much you gonna earn? Nothing.
Akusuboni.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like ki shall every page ki sign amaqedelo give a date wave.
Yeah.
Because I trust him.
Yeah.
I trust my
yeah.
team.
He's one of the best. Yeah, you can't go wrong. Yeah.
I invade you. This thing I'll never forget this. And it doesn't happen to anyone. And I realized like I sometimes I forgot or I forget what I did, what I've achieved, and how other people banganga day.
Yeah.
I didn't see that when I was playing. I took it light.
Yeah.
That's why I ended up making bad decisions like this because I didn't value myself much. In fact, Pirates doesn't make press conference for anyone. You know, you watch. Yeah, Orlando Pirates made a press conference for me. Yeah. He made a press conference for me. Dr. Ivan Koza there. I'm like, yo.
So very sign a contract, also check salary, also checking next. But
so check salary as long as I'm going to.
And then you move nearly sub deal.
Yeah, it was a sub deal with
Samir.
Yeah, Samir. When that thing came to Coach Gavin, I was like, yeah, man, there's a sub deal. I was like, yeah, he must fuck off. He must go. He doesn't want to play now. He's big head now.
Yeah.
He must go there. And then like, nah, yeah, get me Doty. Give me crosses, 40 crosses. I'm gonna win the league again.
Yeah.
Now like we starting now to I'm like, Coach, but fade.
So swap.
Yeah, but sharp.
And then because your move like a January.
Yeah.
That first season, how fell? There's 6 months left. You guys won the league.
Yeah.
Take us through that. Because you're just arriving and you've already won the league before.
Yeah.
Now you come to the big team and you get another league title.
Yeah. It was interesting. But like when I go to Paris, like there, I had confidence. I had confidence. I have like a little bit of know-how.
Yeah.
Yeah. Win a league.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. I know
you played immediately, eh?
But I think maybe when I got there, and the first intense thing happened, like when I get there, I see the lineup, I see the people that I'm competing with.
Yeah.
Now, in my career, I've faced that in those two teams.
So,
on a Super Sport,
when you moved to Pirates, honestly, I was thinking, what is he doing? Because
a lot of people, I was asking myself,
this is prime Jali.
Not only you.
Not only you. That was the best. They told us a PSL. That was the best partnership. And then Wavaya Oyada. I'm like, Maraplanigi. Were you not worried about that? Now you have to compete.
I was. I remember if it like go change the room. The first person I bumped into was Isaac Chance.
Yeah.
Hey, my brother, welcome. What? And then guess after Isaac Chance, like, man, we catch your Congo.
Yes. Yo, yo, yo.
I got stress. Like I was so stressed. And I'm like, it's only 5 years. Yeah, I'm like, hola sharp.
Yeah.
Hola mnadi. Signing on fee mnadi. But in fact, my career is finished. But I told myself, I'm like, you know what? I faced this at the academy. I faced it at Super Sport. So why can't I compete here? Yeah? And I won the league. I competed with players that are like that time. I see players that were experienced more than them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just told myself, let me work. That time I was still focused and I did extras like like in Twisted Time nowadays as a football. I'm like afford.
But when you looked at
Afford.
especially those two, Jalili Oak, did you think pound for pound, player to player, no feel like you could compete?
Pound for pound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A pound for pound is
Yeah.
because I'll tell you why I get you so. Because like in fact now I always have this thing out and I must push. I don't like now I'm from the academy where like I've seen what's best.
You've seen good players. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that like growing up.
Yeah.
Then I said like, okay, well already their name is there already. For me now I need to like learn to see what I learned.
So how did you guys play for you to become a regular? Because never Lalabali two, I guess.
Yeah. Nabadala very regular. Like like and I pushed Impo.
Yeah.
I pushed myself. I competed.
But formation wise?
Yeah.
Formation wise, how
Formation ones like Pirates was playing 4-4-2.
Yeah.
If you remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were playing 4-4-2. And then I worked whenever I'm given a chance.
Shaspa.
Whenever I'm given a chance, Shaspan.
Yeah.
Kwalamlu. Whenever I'm given a chance, Shaspan, Kwalamlu. And then when Coach Roger came in and he told me, in fact, here you're not gonna play. But I feel we have qualities that you can stand your own. So try. But Kofi seeing very like you're not gonna play now.
Yeah.
Okay, sharp. How enough it like it's like I see a training. Now I'm playing. The three of us are playing.
Yeah.
I'm like, eh?
A change of formation.
Yeah, 4-3-3.
So who's playing? So is it a 6?
All of us we can like it was just like
rotate.
because all of us we can mark, we
can defend,
go forward,
everything. Yeah. Yeah.
So no problem. So, but most of the time I was in my career. If you check my career, I've always sacrificed myself for others.
You've always been that player who.
I've always been that player.
Yeah.
That like as long as we all win, sometimes like
And then go Pirates. That little Benny, ne?
yeah.
Oh, because when you talk about South African players, it doesn't get bigger than that, man.
Yeah.
That's as big as it gets.
Yeah, Benny alone. With Ben McCarthy, we don't talk about talent. We don't talk about finances. We don't talk about it's how he doesn't want to lose in everything that he's doing. He's got this man. That guy has got money, but he doesn't want to lose even a training. So that mentality. Because I remember there was a time like we were playing Ajax. We were playing Ajax away. That game nearly didn't late. I think I was playing shit that game.
Yeah.
I was playing cack. Because I was man marking, I think I was man marking Tulan.
Yeah.
And like now, even if we do man mark, but when we have the ball, we must play.
Yeah.
So like now when we have the ball, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Because Tulan was at that time. So now when we have the ball now in position, I must make the team play. I'm tired. I am faded. Then half time, I remember me and Tintlade and I like he swear at us, bro. He used to call me Shorty, yeah. Hey, Shorty, Dane, all of you playing cack. In fact, he told me like you playing cack, what. That if you can if you can lift yourself like now we'll win this game because of you two. In fact, I went in. Fought like we won.
Yeah.
And that's when I see like he always wants the best for
mentality.
Yeah.
Because everyone says that about him, but his mentality.
Yeah.
Forget everything else.
He tells us like I remember there was a time he was telling us like we satisfied of going to malls after training.
Sure.
People making noise for us. We are satisfied with just 200,000 that we're getting. and we could get more. We are capable of getting more. He was angry, like you can see, he's angry. Like South African players, like he doesn't understand. We can compete anywhere in the world, but we are satisfied with whatever that we have. That your Mercedes Benz, logo meter and go for ways, 200,000 or 150.
You think you've made
You
it?
think we are fine?
Sure.
We don't want more. We don't want like
And speaking about that thing, you 200,000 and whatever. So obviously you've moved from Supersport, Uko Pirates,
yeah,
the salary has gone up.
yeah,
Hola grand,
way above. I was shocked.
Is that where everything starts? Matata Tomada.
From 38 to over 100.
What changes? Off the field. On the field, I think on the field, to be fair to you, I don't think you ever dropped the ball. Not that.
No. That's why, like, Mpo, I'll tell you, now I live double life. I am telling you now. I live double life. I can't say it's perfect because I got caught.
Yeah.
It was good until then. But I was responsible. I don't know how to call it. Is it responsible? Or,
Yeah.
But I used to pay things on time. My bond. I don't want to say when like there's this thing I don't like when they put it on interviews and what or like now I took my dad to school.
Yeah.
I don't like the way Ishanga thing. What? Now I just helped where I can.
Yeah.
He did the harder part, or he must pass.
Just to give context before you continue, ne? For those who don't know, like we said earlier, Tamalao was a teacher.
Yeah.
But at some point, your dad decided to study medicine.
Yes.
And you assisted him.
Yeah.
Or Ageles. He's now a doctor.
He's now a doctor.
He's got his own
surgery. He's working for government also.
Yeah.
But like credit must go to him.
Yeah,
I'm his son. I had to do that.
Yeah.
So, in fact, Mpo, in fact,
Do you know when the first time I saw you Lala Pirates? Hopla Mesh. There's a place called Mesh called Brent.
Yes.
And I don't know
what car was I driving there.
You had just bought a CLA.
No, I was driving a Polo GTI.
Because I think you got to Pirates Wareka a 125. A convertible.
No, when I get to Pirates, I was driving that 125.
Yeah.
From Supersport.
Yes.
And then when I got to Pirates, then I bought the Golf.
A GTI.
Yeah.
Not the first time I saw you like only a Pirates player. Niliko Mesh. I think around 2015. Right?
Yeah. And
I don't know, man. I was just like and I was like, who
Entourage, ne?
Yeah, Entourage. There were just girls everywhere. And I remember just thinking, but I thought, Joe, like you're a young man, you're having fun, you're making money. I did not realize how hectic it is.
No, but then it was still fine.
You're still fine.
I was not on drugs there.
Okay.
It was just like having fun because I was off. But what I like you mentioned, but Papa Baya, but I was like you didn't even know those people.
So, and on this thing, a lot of people, the common theme got soccer player of it. When they all speak after their career, when they speak about lessons, the first thing they say is friends, the wrong friends, new friends. Who are these? Like, how do you make? And I'm not saying you must mention people's names, but why do you guys suddenly have? Like, where do they come from? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but my advice is like we don't have to. It's the advice I'll give a player who's playing. You they're not your kids, they're not your family. You can't look after people.
But where do you meet? Like
for example,
where did you meet all these people?
You meet these people like maybe you meet like we go on okay. You know, like the people to be close with us as footballers. They will always come if you do something. They will come with Wanyan. Because mbona la mano le a tshwere ngwana lo sharp a tshwere bana stoko se sharp o tlo ba close le ena motho
o nyaka ba close le ena because o nyaka stock.
Yes, it is like, most of the time it's a so because I'm not from Soweto, I'm not from Alexandria, I'm from Kwa. I should be hanging around with people from Free State. Ke namo ke tsamana batho ba go Soweto. And then now the end of the thing, when things go bad in your life, you blame people.
And then
why Negba 2, you don't have to.
Because how valuable one of these people, you are the one who's paying for everything.
And it feels good. People don't mention that.
It's a good feeling.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
People don't mention that. Or like, it always feels good to buy alcohol. And look, in fact, now in my house, like there was people that I didn't even know. Actually, come ring like I see this guy apere skipa saka or shopeng yaka. I don't even know him.
Just a
Fair.
random guy. Yeah.
I leave my card there. Ya bank. I go to training. I go until the on.
Okay, I'm a card.
Yeah, you come with that card. Mind you, I met these people maybe a month ago.
Oh.
So I got card or I got training. I go until him now.
And at times I get by, so you don't realize or flop because
Yeah, that's why you should get like how born it starts like that. And when you put out like if I send money home and I did this, I paid the car, paid the bond, I did this, deal. Not forgetting like you need still have to save up and do what and all those things. Wabo? And here I am like I'm 20 years old. I have it all, bro. At 20 years I'm driving a Mac. I'm staying in 4 ways, 3 million house.
yeah.
Well, you understand? I'm playing for one of the biggest teams.
Did you not at that point, or when you think back now, because at that time I'm sure no sign handed it, and I don't blame you. But when you look back now, don't you think maybe you also moved a bit too quick? Because when by 25, you're living, like you said, in a 3 million rand house.
By 20.
No driver AMG. I also buy a 800 in now buy a last number CLA 45. Don't you think maybe you moved a bit too quick in terms of those kind of things? And when you look back, you're like, maybe if I just slow down my life a bit, maybe
Yeah.
sharp.
I moved too quick. But like, I would say, I mean, I'll always say, like, nah, you know me from school.
Yeah.
With nothing, but I make sure, like, I must smell nice.
Or that lots of sharp.
Smell nice, I must have a watch.
Yeah.
From school. I always want stuff like that for my life. So now I'm like this. Like, if I want something, I told you. Yeah, like, if I want something, I was like, okay, I can afford this. Then I want it. I want it. And now I'm going to work to get it, right? Sharp. But now, the problem comes, there's no order in my life. I don't want to say advice. I don't want to say there's no one who can play long. Like, what's about Mutlam no save a
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you're a footballer. That one, no one can teach you that. You must do it for yourself. Whether you're a footballer or what. But so there was no order. It was just chaos in my life.
Mara, are you speaking to the Grootman? I mean, only the Grootman in the team that have seen it all. Are you having conversations with them? Say, Grootman, get really signing on fee, get really this, get tuning, those kind of things. Are you having those conversations or get free flow? What
No, give free flow.
What
Give free flow, man. Like now, I never had like Grootman like that. Even the guys that I played with, I never had. Well, get shelled out, but never wobble with him. But like I never had Grootmans like that. The only Grootman that I had, the only person that I would hide things from him was Tim Sugas. That guy protected me with anything. He checked everything. He checked what time I would throw the money and what. Wabo? He knew everything about my life. Now when I'm doing this now, I start to be smart now. Or like now I must take out the money now, ka 6. So I must have cash now, ka 6, so that I can not swipe ka 3 a.m. Wabo? So Gipoza na get clever, I'm outsmart. But it's I'm
he wants to help you.
Yeah, nake coward, nake Gipoza nake smart or at least can see 10,000 nalena. Ki tla tlapong, akasbo, no tlo can see ka o saying like okay, no tlo etsang.
Would you say you're reckless? I don't think you're reckless though.
No, I was not reckless, but like as example, if it was about like if you want to see character
Yeah.
Yeah. That person. Because now I wanna like no, I was not. But you know when you are drunk,
anything goes. Yeah.
It's alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm so touched into drugs.
But do you think alcohol was such a big problem? Because, and I'll tell you what I mean by that.
Yeah.
I've never looked at you and thought,
eh?
Man. I've never looked at you and felt like when problem, a drinking problem, right?
Yeah.
So would you say with alcohol nearly on a flop, or do you think the problem was when you started indulging in drugs?
I'd say everything started with alcohol.
So drugs lead.
If
Alcohol leads to drugs and other things.
because like don't forget when you are drunk you can check right? If you are drunk you can drive
Yeah.
you also drive about 200.
Yeah.
You can die, you can kill people. Alcohol, yeah, so alcohol you find a thing of ibitsanga school into charge deal. Would one like his alcohol. You think like I can survive this.
Yeah.
It's the same. Like there's a lot of players that survive.
Like your judgment is clouded. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of soccer players they survive in rape. A lot. Because like they drank so one in fact.
You don't know what happened or whatever.
When we talk about it tomorrow, like we're like, yeah. Imagine.
Oh.
So it goes down good traction. Namfit good traction or alcohol. I don't blame anyone.
Yeah.
I don't blame anyone. I've never even blamed anyone.
Yeah.
There's this thing like I'm gonna say country head tracks in fit. When I started the tracks, they gave me this feeling that I've never Bokobaga uzang matula feeling so.
No happy boy.
Yo. Nah, I don't want to lie, bro. I do not want to lie.
Like when you say drugs, and again, I don't want people to get like the wrong idea. We can never promote drugs, but I mean, this is it's real life. It's what happened, right?
Yeah.
When we talk about drugs, what are we talking about here?
Recreational cocaine.
Yeah.
In fact, I still remember the day Shapara thing. You remember, like on my previous interviews, I said I did it once.
Yeah.
And then I tried the champions because I remember not champ, yeah, I think he's the one that like because we did something there.
Yeah.
So we were talking about stories, one of these things like and then he said like he knew because he people behavior changes.
Yeah.
Behavior changes. You start to lie. In fact, I was a
pathological lie. Yeah.
Yes.
Like what kind of thing?
My son's mother, bro. Like,
and we're gonna talk about.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like those things that give you the drugs in fact do for that thing now. You can think of lies instantly.
But I did two readings.
Expensive.
So I'm guessing now once you start, when would you say, if you remember, when you say it started this thing, the drug, if we put a year to it?
I got banned
2016. Yeah.
I started late 2014. When Senzo died
2014. Yeah.
Late 2014.
And then where is it happening? Are you doing kiddie party, kiddie club, or how is it happening?
It happened, Kuka. It happened in 4 ways. When I started taking, it was in 4 ways. It was in 4 ways. Got 10 fan. There's a girl that I know, the girl that I wanted. The girl that I wanted, she used to take. Well, so I went there. She was a beautiful girl. She's got her own apartment, car. And there's this. But I've always been around drugs.
Yeah.
I've seen.
So not even but you would have the discipline to say I.
No, I've seen them a lot of times. Nini go try to what's about it. Ulorota, utele mutal. Again, I go try that key. Man, how can I get on Kimaka?
Yeah.
Utini sakaki. Well,
when I kill, yeah.
Next understand. No, I can go to clubs and go. I can just sit like this. I can tell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They take because now I know the behavior. I know what. And then I got there. One a plate. Go plating. So now you want to know like kila one like.
But shagadi like. It's like a line, maybe it's a line.
No, but like next one by the line. But now to it's like on a go, man. Like when you're in a club, like it's on a go, like it's not like as long about on a space where like in fact to do some not kitchen.
Yeah.
Ritu
Ritu fail.
Yeah. Yo. Ritu No, yeah, no, I'm sober. It's going to like we stayed closer to each other. I'm like, it's going to sober. What? I'm like, I never get into it, never. And then I get mad, man. I'm mad, like I'm mad. I wait. And then Sharpu, and then we were talking Sharpu, and I'm like, let me go.
And are you drinking?
No, alcohol is not
Yes.
alcohol there because I think she was drinking champagne. And I didn't like
Oh, okay. You don't like champagne, yeah.
Yeah. So now I went like, let me go because that time I used to take I used to like vodka.
Yeah.
Belvedere. And then I went and I got ball and come back. But actually it doesn't answer my two. Okay, now ngondo ka itshela no fanage ke tlo shaya. Ngone ke tlo mthola ngono. But una le that of le. I was excited, but until that day it was saying goodbye to my career. Goodbye to my life. Like goodbye to a lot of things. That day in fact ke nkile that line po nketse di itse ngwana nna ke nne ke no ba bona ba nketse di line tse two ka ile ona le I think ke hope ne re tsuba ka I think ka dollar there was a dollar there she had a dollar I think $100
Okay.
like bathi mawenza $100 zizokushaka you know those things so I don't know but, hey but I wish about $100 it's not the same or got 200 got 10 rand about $100 ngona invite sharp ngona la sharp mfethu na sharp na apartment everything sharp
Yeah.
I think you're like a guy like nam it's everything ngimbo I feel like I reactive ke kae
But it was a good feeling.
it was a good feeling.
And then do you think that was from there you just started doing it?
It was a good feeling because like everything went the way I wanted that evening.
Yeah.
Like she's feeling him nutty.
Yeah.
Ended up
Everything feels good. Yeah.
then and then we ended up sleeping, whatever that
Yeah, whatever happened.
It's
Yeah.
feeling nice and everything. Sharp. Wow, I'm like, this thing. Hey, this thing is nice, man. What? I'm like, no, Maria, what I mean? Now I'm a footballer. I still have this thing. Like, no. I'll take it when I go out fail. So she'll call me like, no, I have a bag. Can I come? I'm like, no, I can come, but I don't want. I don't want. She'd come and smoke. Now I don't smoke. Wabo? But now so I don't need to do them again.
Yeah.
Now, okay, sharp. Now I don't want them because I'm training tomorrow. Because now you know these things and you don't sleep. What. I get training. I get training. Now, training, I don't want to say I took those because of that. But like now training now, I'm not playing. Everything's not going right for me there. And now I need to find happiness somewhere. That's how maybe it's one thing like now we need to it needs to be implemented or now how to deal with stress as footballers
But
now.
like, what is the difference between? Because go fella raspana, ne? Some of us just have normal jobs, normal 9 to 5 grand. But at the end of the day, all those jobs didn't have stress.
Yeah.
Sometimes things don't go your way. Maybe when I boss, how treat sharp, whatever.
Yeah.
But why is it so common for soccer players to always say, "Hore, na once exadlali"? Because I hear it all the time. Once exadlali,
It's not an excuse.
I do this or that.
It doesn't. We shouldn't use that as an excuse, right? But what I'm saying, Guru Rona, don't forget. Naif kiano. Na I'm an athlete. If nagitwan sa stress ka jwala, usanu sing. So whenever you
The
are,
consequences are like, yeah.
well, you understand? For it's devil that you can that's close like over that you can also
So you're saying the more sadlali, the more you indulge.
yeah, and in football, it's something. It comes with love, happy. You play football because rarati. Kila wana rata chiri.
Yeah.
Rarata no chiri chiri sampatla. It's like that because of now. Now I'm not playing anymore because like every player is happy and smiling when he's inside the field, bro. And so like there's these things that come with whenever like you progress in your football career, you start to understand or this thing I'm making a living with this. So like now you start because it's not the same as when you start. Because when you are in it, like I was like, no, now I have a 5-year contract. I'm earning blah blah blah. Someone feel like this. Now you start to understand your value. You start to understand how I can get to a certain number that I want. You start to understand those things. Like now, if you're not playing, you know, really picking you are. You like your sharp and you have like how many years left
And what kind of people are you surrounding yourself with at the time? Because
that time? But like I always say, like you always find like advice is the right. And now I always say, like I got like Nampo, drugs made me lose. Drugs make me lose very, very important relationships. Lebantu. Important. Important. I was close, not because of I was a footballer, but the person that I am when I'm around people, you know. Now I was close with a very, very influential people that I caused myself the relationship because of drugs. Because now I'm sitting with this so important person that loves me, that wants me to do well, and he doesn't know that I take drugs. And now I call this person at 3 a.m. Asking for 600 rand.
oh, so no spenders agada.
Yes, like now, and now, like, I'll tell you, like now, this thing of now, bruh, I did those things when I had money, but like not regularly. I was not deep into them. Like I was not addicted.
How much would you spend on drugs? Let's say on a month, on average,
On a month?
Yeah, or drugs and everything related to them.
Don't forget, the drugs. It's not about people confuse this with. I remember we had a talk. I'm sorry to mention.
Yeah, yeah.
He was also exposed to
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. So we were talking about this. People
yeah.
get this thing wrong. When we take drugs, it's the amount of money you spend is on the drugs only. No, it's on that day when you take drugs, you ended up making decisions that are not normal. Why I'm saying that? Drugs, you need maybe for example, you are married or you have a girlfriend that
Yeah.
you don't want her to know that you take drugs. So you're gonna be always on hotels,
So a book and get hotel, get
book. And most drugs you almost cut the drugs, you always associate yourself with prostitution.
Okay.
Because you want someone does not want to ask you questions. Because they stimulate sexual, I don't know. And it's one thing that I'll always feel bad about how I treated Meongonak. And I don't know how to say this, but like that girl loved me, bro. She really loved me. She was, and now I still treated her like she's nobody. You know, I would say I abused her emotionally, bro. Where at some point she was so broken, and that thing when I look at it now, it breaks my heart. Waba? It really breaks my heart, and her family really loved me. And when I was doing these things, like that's why, like now, I don't know, like, but I forgive myself, and one day I'll ask for forgiveness, but in a proper way. That will, in a proper way, because like in fact, there's these things like it's just she didn't understand what was happening with me. You know, I was doing things where like now I don't sleep at home for like mpo. There was an incident because she was not calling me and looking for me, not because of like wabule like you want she's worried
She's
about
worried,
me.
or dude, where are you? Or
Where are you? Are you okay? Just
like
answer
any
your
good
phone.
woman would be, yeah.
I'll switch off my phone for like 2 weeks, but not going home. She was still there. When I come back, she's there inside the house. You know, I lost like that kind of people in my life.
I'm gonna go to me because
You know,
one thing about these things, né? And the thing is, everyone, everyone, and I don't know, we've spoken about this many times. Everyone likes to talk about soccer players
yeah,
and their problem with drugs and alcohol, but it's not a soccer player problem. The problem is society. It happens to everyone. It's just that you guys, it happens to people in all areas, whether they are doctors or lawyers, whatever. It doesn't really matter, right? One thing I've realized about those things is they affect certain relationships and they affect certain things in your life. So already you've touched on relationshiply with the lady in your time at that in your life at that time.
yeah.
Then there's your career. Then there's family. Then there's friends. Right? What's going on in all these only busy guy drugs? How are all these elements of your life being affected?
I don't want to even touch my parents.
Mm.
Um, sharp. In 2 years, I got banned. Sharp.
And we'll get to the band.
I got banned. Yes, sharp. Like
Yeah.
okay. And then I said, no, I did these things once, and what. Knowing very well, like it was not once, and I'm still doing them. I was still doing them after my ban. Also, I was still taking drugs after my ban. And now that's what I'm saying. Like,
Because you don't just quit. It's not that
no,
easy. You don't wake up or at such a time.
no, that's impossible.
Yeah.
People that understand, they're like, no, what put but I would like to now saying Victoria, they make you obey ramaka, ngondo. But to people that really, really love you. I have this thing now. I was born with it. I always attract but right in my life. Like I always attract. I have this thing in me now. I have it. I was born with it. But I check if I can check the list that people that I've let down that wanted to help me. I'm so ashamed of myself. I'm not even touching my parents.
Just people with
that
good intentions about it.
good intentions. They want to see me getting up like again and trying again. They were helping me, bro. Like, but I would mess up. Like well in their eyes I would say like no, maybe it's not them. I would make excuses. This or like no, I need money for this and that. Like knowing very well I'm taking that money to drugs, to brothels.
Then Marco teaming or something is wrong.
You know, like there's this thing like we busy with with my former teammates that you'll see it.
Yeah.
And we're working on it. People that are close, those guys they close, they know me more than any other people. Like I spend more time with my teammates.
Because
Yes. So they know me, what type of person I am, what my vibe, what. And I'm always someone who's you know you won't miss when I'm around. What's it? They knew there's something wrong. They could see my behavior changed. But they never. I'm not blaming them. We just want to talk about it. Talking like even now we talk, but we're okay now. We're working on some project with them. We always like that team of 2013 is the team that's always be close to my heart. Like when it comes, like we were like brothers.
Yeah,
like,
and you experience a lot together.
Yeah, because like when we were there, we faced difficulties.
Africa.
Yeah, we faced difficulties where to a point, not inside the football pitch where you guys can see. I'm talking about where you guys can see. Like, in fact, we fight for food. So we can't eat, but like, I can't eat when for example, Sfiso is not eating, but we have to fight for each other. Like, we stick together. If I have a role, we eat together. We had this brotherhood, like, we have that bond. That's why they will always be close to my heart, even if I don't know if I'm, but like what I asked, like they could see there's changes. But there's something wrong with you. And I asked them, they tell me like, no, Mfana, we'll see, we'll hear my aim. But like they never even asked me, in fact, we hear this thing, there's nothing so I used to like, you understand? And try to understand what's going on. I'm like, we were just talking.
But was it, were you unique or, and again, we don't want to mention anyone's name, right? But were you unique in having that problem, or would you say it was the time it was like a thing in local football? There were a lot of players who were also having the same kind of problems.
Yeah, there's a lot of
some players just don't get caught.
Yeah. There's a lot of players that are taking drugs. A lot. It's not my job to find them.
Yeah.
It's their lives.
Sure.
Now I have my journey, I have my story.
Yeah.
But everyone faced yes.
Yeah.
And I would say I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it happened because the pace that I was going the pace I was going like was just too much. Because I remember there was a time like where I spent the highest I just spent maybe in 2 days was like close to, I'm even embarrassed to mention that. I think I spent like close to 40K. in 2 days.
In 2 days.
Yeah, into a hotel, a brothel, and
Yeah.
because drugs makes you to be.
All these decisions.
Oh, and
Yeah. Anything
drugs,
goes, yeah.
yeah, they make you like your mind. I don't know how your brain. Drugs, mtu akari hello fela, go klapu, unat cash. Yeah, I'm got 1,000. I show my brother. Ah, that's how powerful they are. Those things,
Yeah.
cocaine. Ah,
So-
and then I was saying, what is thing? You feel depressed. You feel wrong. But then it's late. Then I continued with this thing until I was still taking, man. Even if, like, even when I was still at trials, I was still taking. I was still taking like heavy now. Now I start to be in brothels, owing people, not paying. You know, I mean, I had stories and what. You know, I did those things. It's because of this thing now is now.
Yeah, I remember
now
when
they
I hit
continue.
line, and I was like, how?
Yeah, you know, like they happen because like when they happen, they're also working those girls. You know, they also working. They make the living for their families. Then you come now, why is that because of now?
Yeah.
You want to do this and then like and in fact, Mpo, I remember when I see like now this thing must stop. It was. I'm not talking suicide. I'm not talking those things. Like that time, I'm like, let me live this life. Like I like now I didn't even care of myself. My dad tried, bro.
Yeah.
She tried and tried. That waga like I stressed. My mother they cry. In fact, like, I just didn't care.
Yeah.
But like now like I'm fine. I'm okay. Like normal, I'm clean. I'm like, but no, I was a mess. But now I thought like, okay, I said I took them once. Like now I'm not taking. It doesn't happen just like they do to deliver or not.
You don't just quit, yeah.
You know?
As people, what we do, I think it's human nature, ne?
Yeah.
We like the negative things, right? It's like if someone could do 10 positive things, maragachuna to one negative,
Yeah.
their whole life becomes about that.
Yeah.
I still want us to talk about this thing, especially your band, but we'll return to it.
Yes.
Because I don't want this interview to sound like we're just talking about.
Yeah.
That's all your life is about.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're going to return to this thing of you getting banned.
Yeah.
But for now, let's leave the drug issue. Ne?
Okay.
Let's just take a few steps back. Let's talk about co-pirates. I'll be watching a game. You get the ball, ne? And like you didn't lose it. Grand.
Yeah.
Or pass.
Yeah.
And people think it's okay because that's the people that they know.
Yes.
Grand.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, no man, this guy can do more. For me, your best moment for Pirates was that goal you scored against El Ahly. You know how difficult it is. You've been there with Adile, Kef.
Yeah.
What the Sundowns team is doing.
In fact, if you watch that team, they understand what they are doing. We must also give credit to Coach Pito.
Okay.
Coach Pito, I remember when we went to the national team, like he was starting to install that in South African players. Like don't rush, relax, read the game. And even like you want a doctor, Lazi, running towards me. Oh?
Dr. Pirates.
Dr. Pirates.
Yeah.
And then he comes with like, hey people, kapele mfana kara khono vaya doping.
The drug problem then comes down to that one day when you finally get caught.
There was an envelope, a brown. There was, I think, papers this side that says. I didn't even know again says.
South African Institute for Drug-Free Sports. Yeah. For those who don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good chairman are going. Hey, Mr. Ntshumayelo. Kunjani ba ngithi ngirayi chairman. Hey, nazi indaba lana. Siphethile indaba ezimbi la. Hey, I could see in chairman's eyes, but team's eyes, like they were just disappointed, bro. They were so disappointed.
The death of Senzo Meyi.
Let's defend all of us. And we were ahead with it. And it's still painful, but even now.